justice for all.
Alright. We have a short agenda. Let's try to take care of everything. And you'll second that first?
Second that motion.
Call to order. Town. Brad Bender. Present. John Post.
Present.
Jeff Walker. Present. Amber Field.
Present.
Mary Jo Bender. Brad Cage. Here. Chief Pennycuff is not. Okay, approval of May and June minutes. If you'll remember, the May we issued that day, so we tabled.
I'll make a motion to approve both May and
I sent them both.
Yeah.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Okay. Petitions or comments by the members of the public present? No members of the public are present. Unfinished business. Tool group update. We'll start with that, and Jeff can tell more about it than I can, I think. But we had a meeting with them today. I had forwarded everybody slideshow, PowerPoint presentation the other day, and then a sample ordinance that they would like us to adopt. I said that what we could probably do is adopt it and then fill in the blanks, because it's somewhat of
It's a boilerplate.
boilerplate pre-made for that purpose. And so I'm thinking we can adopt it and then fill in the blanks. The main purpose of all this is for the SS4A, Safe Streets for All program, is a resolution in the record that will go into the final report that gets published, and is along with some of the other things.
More or less states the town's commitment towards working towards maintaining a record of 0 fatalities in town limits along roadways, and trying to improve the safety for all users, car drivers, pedestrians, anyone else. That's the resolution's main thrust.
Right.
Yeah.
Just, we're sort of mixing up unfinished and finished.
Well, it's in both places for some reason.
Well, because tool group is in there, but then the new stuff is new, so it's all part of it.
It's all one and the same.
I know,
It's all one and the
yeah.
same.
Just put it-
But that's fine. This is our main item, so Jeff.
The other things are new to voting license.
Oh, okay.
That's why they did it.
So, anything else? I mean, like I said, I have my printouts hardly worth looking at. But you guys looked at it in line on it all, read through it.
We can read through it if you want, or discuss the main points.
It's up to you. And then here is the one printout I have. And again, it's pretty,
If you'd like to see it, we can pass it around. I'll just share too, we had, in the meeting today, a good first look at some of the safety data that they've got, and will be part of the planning process. We're looking at, from that conversation, the main areas of focus could potentially be along the state highway, intersections along the state highway, and then around the courthouse square potentially, for safety discussions and getting more community input from the steering committee. That group will be meeting towards the beginning of August, and we still need to do some work to recruit. Tool would like us to have a minimum of 8 individuals. We've got about 4, I think, that are lined up so far, so we need to identify some more folks. And Brad and I have had a conversation about some of those people could be, but if other folks have suggestions that for people in town, living in town, or working and spending a lot of time in town who might want to participate in the discussions about our streets and safety, that would be appreciated. They'll meet towards the beginning of August once virtually with Tool and Brad and I and anyone else from town leadership who'd like to join and talk through the steering committee piece, and then there'll be a more like in-person engagement with Tool 2 weeks later.
I was going to say, it's August 17, 18, 19, I'll be in that.
Yeah. Do you want to see this slide as well?
And That's when we'll definitely, we'll definitely want everybody involved. So-
16, 17?
17, 18, 19.
Yep.
From about noon on that Monday the 17th to noon on Wednesday. So probably, if you could block out some time on Tuesday,
That'll be the big day.
that'll be, and that's, the office will be open in that afternoon, so that's why we'll make that kind of. Because our attendance in this helps our match, if you'll remember, rather than having to do out-of-pocket cost, we're doing it as in kind, so our attendance on these things,
For a portion. Yeah.
what is, yes, is something we really want to emphasize.
Yeah.
Would you want to be on that, Ron? On the committee?
Yeah, I can.
We can talk with you more about, like, time commitment, things like that, if you have questions. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's like 3 meetings of an hour each,
Okay.
which
And
really,
there's some more input time for the in-person piece, but yeah, those are the main requirements for the
Yeah.
steering committee. Yeah.
Yeah.
okay. Okay, what else?
I think that pretty well covers that piece. Yeah.
If anybody would like to make a motion to adopt the resolution, what is it, Brad?
Is it a resolution or an
It's a
ordinance?
Oh, it's a resolution,
Okay.
purely a resolution.
Okay.
And we've just got to do some things here, like obviously.
No,
fill in the
if you
blanks.
all are satisfied with it, then I'm satisfied with it.
I make a motion to adopt the resolution, contingent on necessary edits and changes to reflect the town permit.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second, all in favor? Okay. All right, we'll take care of those edits and then get an ordinance number, so resolution number back from you guys. And take it from there. Okay, that covers some of the new business as well. Unfinished, the Marshall truck was sold, picked up. Everybody's happy.
Excellent.
We still have some equipment that we talked about, but I haven't done anything with our, I guess I need to kind of look and see what we have, honestly. Don't know. Some of it, I just unloaded all of it and put it in the garage for the night. Okay. Cover new business, grinder pump ordinance letter.
Okay, we were talking about, I guess we've had issues with some grinder pumps lately, and we got the ordinance already. Because, I mean, you made it up in August of 2023. It's published, I found it in the minutes from August.
Oh, you
9th.
mean about putting things in?
Yeah,
the
putting
system?
things in the thing, and so, because Ron's concerned, because I guess we had a brand new grinder pump, basically go out after 3 months, 6 months.
Yeah, I've got a whole list, I'm over here a little bit.
Yeah, so anyway, and
You
I
guys signed this?
can't find the signed copy right now, I just, we'll find it, it's here, it's somewhere.
It was adopted.
It was
I
adopted.
thought I
I
remembered.
recall that.
Yeah.
Yes, it was adopted, I mean, I looked up the minutes from August, and it was adopted, and in there, we just have to find the signed, I imagine they're probably in the minutes, but.
Somewhere, yeah.
So anyway, it's there, we just need to readdress it to these people, and I'm sort of wondering if maybe they're getting mad about the $20 charge, and they'll be like, well, if we have to pay for it, we're just gonna do anything we want, Because that, Brent, did you find out, I'll let him take it from there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, now would be a good time, Ron, for you to.
I've got several pictures, but I don't have them printed, I'll email them to everybody too. Whenever we pull these pumps out, we take a picture of what they look like before we pull it out. Finding a lot of grease again, in these pits, and debris that shouldn't even be in there. Big thing is, female, hygiene products. Or we've even found a couple pop cans, wash rags. So there's an issue with, what's going on. When it's a single house on a single lift station, It's not hard to point the finger at and say you did this.
Yeah.
But we've got a couple of them that are being shared. And one of those is the ones that just went down.
Okay.
So now we've got to deal with 2 residents and ask, okay, who did this, who did what? Of course, nobody's going to fess up to it probably. But it did damage the pump and had to be replaced. So that's something we look at. The second thing I want to address when we're talking about this ordinance is, I don't know if we can amend this or get something else on there. The property owners, I kind of probably understand why. They don't like these lift stations sitting and seeing them. They're letting all the brush and trees grow up around them. That's causing damage to them. It's causing hard access to them or inaccessible without having to remove the brush and everything and get in and work on it. So I didn't know if something could be added to that ordinance for the residents to keep those cleared and accessible, or what you want to do about that as far as the town council side, how we can approach that without.
Well, you can always pass an amended ordinance. We'd have to redraft it with the prior language and add the language and then take it through the process. If you want to do that, somebody just give me what you would want the additional language to be. And I may not even have that ordinance. So my suggestion is, if the council's so inclined to do that, get me the original ordinance and then what kind of additional language we want. I'll put together an amended ordinance, have it for you next month, and if it's good, then you can just dispense with the rules and consider it on first reading.
If it's
Could
part of-
we-
if it's something, can we just not go make people, I guess, go clear it all out ourselves, since it's property that needs to be worked on? I don't know.
Well,
Well,
there's no fine in this ordinance,
right.
so it doesn't have to be published. Could we just adopt it tonight by suspending the rules? It's only a matter of adding one line into what's here.
Yeah.
But isn't, when
It's
you
a-
say another fine, this says
No, I
that
said
all
there-
costs would be.
Yeah,
would be
that's not-
responsible.
That's
Not
not
necessarily a
fine.
fine.
Yes.
You know, Brad, I don't know, I've never considered that. I've always operated under the process of where you actually have a written proposal.
Okay. I was just trying to get it
You
done
know,
tonight
that's-
so they can put it in the mail.
I know.
So-
Yeah, but having the language be.
Yeah, because, well, I was thinking about that since Ron said something the other day. But, I guess my question is, how many of these do we have that are actual rental properties?
Quite a few rental properties up there.
Yeah.
I mean, we could figure it out, but it'll take a little bit of time.
Well, I mean, so you need to put down the owner of the property as responsible.
Yeah.
Is that-
Well, let me see what we have.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just thinking, I mean, it's standard across the industry, so to speak, that you can't block utilities and their access to, but when it comes down to mowing,
Well, yeah, I mean, just.
You know, where to
throwing it
have.
out, That's,
you know, if it's a telephone pedestal, nobody's ever mowed around it.
yeah, I mean,
As far as John's point, this prohibits, all users from placing any foreign objects other than human waste and toilet paper into the wastewater system, and any person who violates paragraph 3 shall be liable for the costs. So I don't think you have to say anything about owners, John. Because I don't know necessarily.
well, I'm saying that these people are not necessarily planting. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm planting a tree there.
No, it's just
I'm
over, it's
letting
just
it grow
overgrowth.
up.
It's
They're
just,
just not
Okay.
taking care
yeah.
of it.
You know, it's not like I'm trying to beautify it so it looks
Yeah.
nice. I'm just letting it grow up and, you know,
No
don't
water.
care, yeah.
Yeah.
you know,
I prefer, Brad, to your point,
That'd be, okay,
that
that's
if we
fine.
call it an amended ordinance, we put a new number on it, somebody tell me what we want
Sure.
the new paragraph 4 to say, and then we change paragraph 4 to 5 about, cost of such repairs would be my preference.
Well, it already,
nobody says anybody who violates the ordinance can be responsible for the cost.
Yeah, but the ordinance only states flushing stuff down, which that's.
It does,
we-
it does,
We
we
need
want to
to,
add that other language.
yeah.
Yeah, but, I mean, part of working on it is getting to it. In my mind, it's already a given that it's just part of it.
You know, I'm talking saplings that's been growing, that's, you know, size of my thumb or whatever. Or
Yeah,
bigger.
see, property.
And those
Well,
roots just
I
go
mean,
right down to the water.
I think to Mary Jo's question and point, you probably could go and trim those things, cut those things to be able to get to it. I mean, I don't think it necessarily has to say that,
That's my thing.
but it's probably not a bad idea if it would, because somebody otherwise would say, well, you're trespassing, you get into that stuff.
Oh, well,
People get real territorial, you know.
It sounds like we need to have some draft language, and then while we're working on that piece, I mean, have we had a chance to talk with folks yet? Or-
Well,
No, I haven't approached anybody, no. And the reason I brought this up is because we've had 2 instances lately where this has happened.
Yeah,
And O'Meara's been nice enough to clean them up so they can get it to and work on them. But they said if this continues, they'll have to charge for this.
yeah,
So if they charge for it, then again, the council's gonna have to look at raising the price again and make up for that too.
well,
And this is
So
something,
they
so,
didn't have to replace the whole pump, or did they?
no, yeah, that's a totally different story. We had to
That's
replace
separate.
pumps, but we're
just
just talking about
getting
the
to
growth.
it.
Oh,
Yeah, get
okay.
into it, yeah.
Oh, to get into it.
Yeah.
On the pump that was brand new, is that gonna be under warranty?
That one, that is the one that was hit by the tree trimmers. And come to find out, when O'Meara went in to evaluate it more, they found out that the panel was improperly wired. And it ran for a while and it caused the panel to burn up. Pump was functional. They've replaced the panel and it's functional again.
okay.
Put the
So,
panel-
yeah, we need to pull that invoice, find out when that was done and see what the warranty stands on that.
and that was the $11,000.
yeah.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
expensive.
That one, it got paid for hopefully by the insurance.
It did.
But
Yeah.
still,
It
it
did.
still should be under warranty
Yeah.
of workmanship.
So, have you gotten to the ones that are plugged up yet?
I haven't, no, I see.
Well, my opinion is we need to get this out as it is. if you
Yes.
will,
Yeah.
Yeah,
As soon as possible.
we need to educate people.
And then we can
Yeah,
follow up
we
with
need to send
amending
something
and
out.
any other amendments
I would agree with that.
to be a part of.
Yeah,
Because I know it'd be nice to say that, but it's also, kind of goes without saying, if you hire somebody to come to your house to work on your HVAC, and if they gotta cut brush to get to it, then they should be, yeah, because you got it. So.
I just wanted to point out what was going on. That's
No,
why I'm
that's
bringing all
fine,
this
that's
up.
fine, that's something we may need to add, but we need to find this and get it in front of people.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So, let me continue off my list?
Yes.
Okay. I'll jump real quick back to the main lift station comments. Pump 1 has been reinstalled.
Oh, good.
We kicked it on. However, water flew out of the pipe, the discharge pipe going up to the pressure main. The discharge pipe has rusted a hole in it again. It was repaired, I would say, almost 2 years ago. A clamp was put on it. And now it's happened again in a different location. So this pipe needs to be replaced because it's just going to keep going. It's deteriorating to the point, and again, I got some pictures of that. With that said, we're still running on just one pump. Pump number 2 is functional yet. Pump number 2 discharge pipe looks just as bad. If you go in there with the hammer or something and peck on that, I'm sure you're going to break it. It's just so. The council needs to decide, you know, what we want to do. We're going to fix one pipe, fix 2 at the same time, or whatever. I can get a quote to do all that, or do we need to put that out to bid since, or I don't know how that works as far as what's required. I mean, it's an emergency repair basically,
Sure.
because we're only down to one pump, and if that other pump goes, then we're,
Yeah, we need to get that done. How expensive is it, do you remember?
no, I don't. I don't have that information. Unfortunately, I haven't been sending invoices for a while, so I don't know.
Isn't that something that O'Meara would do? Since
Yes,
they work on all
that's
of our-
who, yeah, that's who I've
I
been
mean,
talking to.
that's who we would
correct.
wanna use,
Yes.
because that's our vendor.
Yeah, they've taken a look at it, so they're aware of what it is, and they're the ones that told me the conditions.
Be nice to have a ballpark idea how much,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
and just let us know, but I think it just has to be done. I mean, we can't keep running a ballpark.
Mm-hmm.
is that something I can get a ballpark number and text to you guys, and you
Yes.
can give me a text approval back to get them on
Yes.
it? Okay,
Yeah.
That would be fine.
okay, I will do that. Okay,
But, I'd like to go ahead and, cause that one's definitely gonna be fixed.
yeah, it's down, I mean, you can't use it.
So I'd like to go ahead and give them the approval to fix it,
Mm-hmm.
and then, you know, find out what the price is for the other one also, and then,
Probably gonna be pretty much the same price. Matter of
Well,
fact,
yeah,
it'll be cheaper if we do both at the same
Yeah,
time,
that's
because they
what I
won't
was-
have
I
to,
say just give both.
Give both.
Because that way,
because they're gonna come in with a pump and
yeah,
pump that, keep that pumped out so they can repair it. And it'd be cheaper bringing in one time and do both of them at the same time.
yeah, both need to be done.
well, then let's just,
Give them a
Just do it.
I just go ahead and,
Okay.
It's gotta be done, yeah.
I mean, it has to be done, it has to be done, and if we're gonna use theirs,
Yeah, we get another big rainstorm and we may be.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay, so back to the lift stations in the Indian Hills.
Mhm.
185 East Apache Trail. A couple of weeks ago, after replacing the control panel for this lift station, you guys in the office, I think, received another call from 355, the house next door, stating that they still had some sewer running in the backyard. We went back out and took a look at it. The pump was working fine, everything's working fine. We pumped the pit down, started investigating more. This is where we found a root from a tree that got down in, went next to the discharge pipe, and kind of cracked that's just fiberglass pits, cracked the pit. So the levels rise above that discharge before the pump kicks on. So it was running out of there, coming up, and their yard is downhill from where this lift station is.
Gotcha.
So that has been repaired. They pumped that down, open air pumped that down, patched that, repaired that, and that's taken care of. But I wanted to let you know that's what we finally found out there. It all started with the bad pump, bad control panel, and now we found out this was done too. So that was one of the main reasons I brought up the trees and the brush. Okay. 380 South State Road 7. That's no lift station there. That's out on the street on Highway 7. I received a call from Terry. Somehow this customer still had Terry's number and called me and said, hey, this lift pump is, or lift station is inoperable. So I went out and took a look at it and called the mayor in, and we looked at it, ran some electrical diagnostics, and found out that there was no electric to the area. In that time, hang on, let me look here. Nope, sorry. This was the one for O'Meara's, the tree trimmers damaged. So we've already talked about that one.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, Mayor. I'll give you this mile that I got typed up here, Mayor Joe, so you can have it to have my notes. Okay, now we're at 360 South State Road 7. This is the one where I got a call from the customer and said he had some effluent coming out of his lid again. Went and took a look at it. It was just a little bit. So we're looking again. Why is it just a little bit? Why didn't the pump kick on? Checked it, no power. So we thought maybe the control panel was bad again. Nope. Found out that somebody broke into the main control panel that controls like 6 or 8 pumps in that area. And somebody broke into it and flipped off all the breakers. So we turned all the breakers on, and what do we hear? All these alarms going off because everything's full. And so we let it run. The next day went back to see who had stopped alarming and who had pumped down. And we found, that's when we found 415 East Apache Trail South and 435 East Apache Trail South, the two that are shared. That pump never went out of alarm. That pump is not working. So that's the one that we found had all the debris in it that I was talking about earlier.
So when these pumps go down because of that sort of thing, you take pictures of it?
Yes,
I think we should send it to them and say, this is what we found
yes.
in your grinder pump. This
Yep.
is why your grinder pump went down, this is why we have to charge everybody every month.
This one, we opened it up, the top was just almost 2 inches of grease floating in the top of the, yeah. They don't understand how those operate and what damage it causes with some of the stuff they flush down. Because they're not paying for it, they don't understand it. So they need to be educated a little more is the thing we've got to try to do. Educate them a little more.
What do you think is the best way to do that? I mean, we talked about a letter.
There's things that we can find on the internet,
Mm-hmm.
and with AI now,
Mm-hmm.
we can create some things to send off in newsletters or whatever, just
So like
geared
videos
towards
or
that
something.
location and not
Yep.
everybody in Vernon.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not been a big issue in Vernon at the main lift stations.
Yeah.
That's what I was just gonna ask you about,
Yeah.
we got foreign objects in Vernon.
Not like over there, no.
What about Ripley Street? Is that, I mean, I was just thinking there's a lot of rental places over that area.
No, and that, well,
They have their
see,
own.
the way
pump.
the way those pumps, the way those were working, they were the air pumps, and so we didn't see the debris.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it didn't get in there and damage the pumps.
Mm-hmm.
Now that we've got
We might see that.
centrifugal pumps,
But-
we may see that, but there's screens in there before those pumps.
No, but,
And another.
River Bend has its own pump.
Yes,
That they
correct.
have to maintain, so it's gonna clog it.
Yeah.
Long before it gets done.
Yeah, and I found that before, their pump was inactive, nobody was doing any, or inoperable, nobody was doing anything, and I called, what's his name?
Landlord.
Yeah, the landlord, and told him.
Yeah, see, but that's where it's gonna be a problem. It's not gonna go through that pump and come to ours.
Right,
Mhm.
yeah, and that's, yeah,
We wouldn't see that issue. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the screen, if you will.
yeah, there's your
But
screen.
giant one in Indian Hills can.
I mean,
We don't know still.
Yeah.
we made some of the choices down there over the years, you know.
Yeah, whoever decided
Some
that.
off in East Summer.
So that brings up a bigger question for me. When we were scrambling to seek funding to work on the Ripley Street and doing all that, we knew we needed to get funds for the emergency to proceed, but we'd also talked about, can we eventually come back around and get CDBG planning funds to assess the whole system? I mean, are we at that stage now where we need to be pursuing that?
That's part of the capital plan that I've set out in that $400,000,
Mm-hmm.
because we have to have some match money in order for them to be able to do it.
Yeah, because I feel like we need to keep making progress, and then that would set us up for maybe future funding that lets us repair some of these bigger picture issues that are keeping us behind. I just want to say that out loud so that
So that's your,
it's on.
Brad, you're thinking about for the, like the infiltration, the II?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, everything.
okay.
Yes.
Everything.
That's
Yeah.
a big thing.
Pipes.
That's,
Everything.
Yeah, because when we were talking about the surcharge for the grinder pumps, we'd gotten a comment that like we were trying to focus on the wrong things because we have so many moving parts. I just want to say out loud for the record, like that's kind of where we're headed, is assessing the system, trying to get ahead of these bigger issues that we've had for a long time. But okay,
okay.
anyway, we can keep working on that.
The last one I have is 375 East Apache Trail South, again, in that same area. This one again was affected by the water, or by the power being shut off. And it actually cycled down, but then it kicked back on again. Again, this one was found to be inoperable. So we got pictures of it again, and a pump has been, see, that been replaced, they're doing it tomorrow. I think they're doing it tomorrow. They had to order, a pump. They used all their pumps. With that said, going back now, I just talked to Brad a little bit earlier. We want to determine, we've got, what'd you say, 4 pumps sitting down there
We
now?
have 4, we have 2 in the garage, 2 sitting outside.
Yeah. So
I don't know if anything can be salvaged, worked on, you know.
they're E1 pumps. They are the best pump out there, and they are rebuildable. So O'Mara can tear into them, see if it's rebuildable. One, if the seals went and water got into them, that usually pretty much cooks it, because it's all rusted inside, and you can't fix it. But if that didn't happen, they can be rebuilt. So does the council want to have those taken in and tore apart and looked at to see what can be rebuilt? There will be a small cost, of course, to tear them apart, but then it'll stop there. If they're not rebuildable, there won't be more cost.
I'm fine with that. I mean, what do you?
I mean, I've been collecting them because honestly, we didn't know what we had and where they were at.
Well, that's when they asked what to do with them, I said, let's set them down at the office until we find out
And
what
I
we're
said,
doing with them.
for the time being, I wanna make sure we get our hand, because
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
there was 3 of them that I think we still haven't found. But, I mean, again, we can get into some money doing this, but the good thing is, then when you need one,
We don't.
It's cheaper to rebuild them than it is.
well, and then we can have it sitting in the garage, and they can pick it up and put
Yep.
it in.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
And it won't eat up that fund as fast, because the money that we put in there is going out just as fast. as
Yeah,
we
yeah, when
put
this all
in.
started happening, I thought, oh my gosh, it's.
Yeah, there's no money in there.
Yeah. Yep,
Okay,
okay.
well, 4 rebuilds,
I'll send them in and let them check them and see what they are, and then I'll get back with you and say how many there is.
or have them get with me when I
Yep.
mean, because I can get, like I said, there's 2 in, there's 2 outside.
Okay, all right. The water tower, I'm gonna take it offline probably tomorrow night. I'm gonna shut the water off going into it, and we'll be working just off of the pressure from North Vernon. They will be starting Monday to strip, sandblast the interior, and repaint the interior of that tank. So you'll see people up there, and Brad, have you got those big cones yet that we had before that you set up there with some tape and tape off? I don't know, when does the meetings happen up there? We'll make sure those guys have a place to park their trailer when they come in.
And,
Oh.
Vacation Bible School is starting.
Oh.
That's gonna be bad. I mean,
No,
it's
no,
starting.
Vacation Bible schools are Baptist.
Yeah.
He's talking about the
Yeah.
meetings at
I mean, just
the
park.
Presbyterian.
Yes, I'm talking about the,
They park everywhere and they do vacation.
Not that so much, but the Presbyterian church is busy, it seems like.
it's in an evening, but I don't.
No, it's during the day too, I mean, there's,
Okay.
I
They
don't,
got AA meetings on there.
it's so often anymore,
Yeah.
I can't really tell you how. I mean,
See, they're gonna have a roll-off to put the sand in after they blast it. They're gonna have their trailer and an air compressor. They're gonna need a little bit of room around that tower to park some stuff.
Yeah, well, and we don't want them down by the soccer
No,
area
no,
also.
we wanna keep them up on top of the hill.
Yeah, I'll try to tell somebody, but they may just need to park. I mean, it's the town's lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have turned that black pickup truck in to get it out of there.
Yeah,
but I
so-
don't think anything's been done.
Okay.
It's town's lot. And I'll just try to catch somebody, and I'm trying to think who I've seen over there that I know that I can tell them that, hey, we're gonna, just part of it.
Well, the crew that's coming's got my number, so if they run into a problem, they'll call me, and then I'll find out if we can get a vehicle moved or
I'm just
whatever.
trying to think who I can tell, because have them take what they need down there, hopefully when it's not busy, and
Yeah.
mark it off and make it theirs. That's all I can do.
It's probably gonna take 2 weeks. Yeah, the weather's pretty good right now for everything to happen. So, yeah, they're thinking 2, maybe 3. It just,
Okay.
yeah. The curing time's what I get it. Once they get the paint on, see how it's curing, that's what takes a while.
Ron, can you remind me how often we do this with the interior?
Interior's 10 years?
Okay.
Probably.
Yeah, yeah. And we just had the outside done probably 5-6 years ago. Yeah, it's about half and half. Is what one happens at the 5-year mark, one happens at the 10-year mark, and then the 15-year mark. And we've got a agreement with USG that you pay monthly or yearly that covers that.
Yeah. I remember the USG piece, I just don't have the routine set in my head now. Thanks.
Yep. That's all I got, unless anybody's got any other questions. Otherwise, everything else, the water system's good.
On that, I do have one question on that pump, that whatever got broken into.
The electrical panel.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
Omer fixed it, put a new lock on it. We had another lock yet left because they replaced all of them, so they're all keyed the same.
Okay, so it is
last
they
year-
just like somebody cut the locks or?
They pry bar and got in there and popped it. The panels, it doesn't take much to do it. If somebody was just being mischievous or vandalism, whatever.
Again, I just,
and we pay the electric on this too.
Yes.
yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, yeah, they are. Well, I just wondering, like,
It's probably what,
everybody's got a ring camera anymore. If you can find, go back and find.
Yeah, but this is on that back side of the houses, so that's the
Oh,
bad
yeah,
thing.
this is not quite so, yeah.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
Indian Hills is probably about $275 a month for the
Electrical in there?
electrical and those pumps.
That ain't bad, to be honest.
Yeah,
That's a lot of
the
pumps
one
in there.
the
No,
Collins
it's just
costs
that-
that much by itself.
Yeah.
If it had been connected to the homeowner would have had some more responsibility at this point.
Yeah.
That's all, instead of the town again.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, miscellaneous business, the only main thing I think of, the trail, we're still waiting on check. And then, we get into some of the things I talked to you about, we got to do the paperwork, but as of now, it's still just waiting on it, and so we can pay them there. I mean, obviously, it's dragged out. Other than that, I mean, we've been busy around town, worked on the commons, lift station today, weed eating in that tree. I didn't realize anything about it, but anyway, I got a chainsaw and got it cut down to about the
Okay.
top of that tank. And we'll finish weed eating around the tower tomorrow. And just a lot of things like that. We did a lot of clearing down at the Water Street Trailhead River today. Try and open that area up even more than what it has been in the past. And
That's good, there's a crew that might be hiking through there this evening.
good,
Yeah.
we'll notice.
With the summer walks group.
Good, good, good. Well, the dumpster enclosure out here and
Looks
plan
real
to,
nice.
Yes.
yeah, we tried to screen the thing. Plan to get into some painting, striping, but I'm also planning to patch some of the Pike Street sidewalk in front of like the Mexican restaurant, and a couple other places as best I can. I know it's just a patch, but it's just gotta get done. I mean,
It's bad.
it's just gotta get done. So we're gonna get it here in the next week or two. And just because and again, it's a patch. If anybody,
Yeah, it's not a long term.
I may have people tell me, oh, it won't last one winter. Well, it will, but it may not last. But no, seriously, it'll be better than that. But still, it's just a patch. It's the best we can do. I mean, it's all we can do.
Maybe, I thought, could we approach the commissioners, since it's like going into that county lot and say, could you do something?
Oh, I'm not gonna work that.
We
way.
have-
I'm not.
Our ordinance states that the property owners are responsible for this.
I understand, but it's also our commercial.
Well, I'm not saying that, I'm just saying,
There's no way they can afford it, I would say.
Yeah, the prop.
Well, there's a problem, look, like the property, Jeremy Oaks owns the Mexican restaurant. He can afford it, don't you fix it? He's getting
I
money.
mean, that whole sidewalk, I mean, it's gonna be expensive.
Oh, yeah. And again, that's on our capital project list at
Yes.
some point in time.
It's
Because
there.
it's not accessible at this point, it needs a lot. And I am gonna be talking to the county TIF here soon about trying to get some help on those.
That's good.
I don't know that, county kid.
I don't know, but.
Seems like they traded off some property to sit. Anyway,
But, just try to get any help we can and stuff.
well, at one time, they were going to pave, what was it, sidewalk in front of the parking lot.
Yes.
They actually did. The town received a check for that. That's been quite a while ago.
Yeah, I know, it's been probably 6 or 7
Yeah,
years.
a long time ago.
For what now, for where?
For the sidewalk on the ramp going into the county parking lot. Actually, it was supposed to be blocked off
Yeah,
and just made sidewalk.
just made a sidewalk.
Really?
Mhm.
So,
That piece I didn't know. I haven't heard about
How
that.
would they get in and out then? The other
The-
two?
the highway.
The alley.
Seems like you,
Two
John and I both went to the meeting and asked for it, and the county.
Before COVID.
Yeah.
Then, so we got the money and it just never got done.
I didn't know we got any money.
Yeah, yeah, dig back, I had to look to see how far it was.
I wonder what that money is spent on.
There was a check that was presented.
I don't know, it's for me.
For me too, yeah. Wow. Maybe.
Or was that the check for the fix down there on the corner of Brown and Perry? Cause that was.
No,
going on
it
at the
was-
Same time too. You know that drain?
Yeah, that drain we replaced, and
Cause that was going on about the same time that we was,
no, John, I don't remember exactly how that was now. Yeah, you're right.
Well, the only other thing I can think of though is the car show will be, again, just to double check, but it's before our next meeting. August the 8th.
I think, August 8th.
August 8th. But that's one reason I want to get some of the striping taken care of, and then also the sidewalk, like I said, repairs, because I feel like it's just something
Yeah, that's needed.
that's needed.
Did, remind me, did we already vote to close the streets?
Yes.
Okay.
Took care of all that already.
Thanks.
I think that's all I know. John?
there's no APC meeting yet this month, it's supposed to be next Monday. The fire hydrant at the corner of Washington and Pike was, I don't want to say it was hit, it was kind of like rubbed up.
Yeah,
against,
rubbed against.
Really?
Semi. Came off the highway, I guess, down here at the curb and tried to get back down going. And she,
I wondered what was happening at that intersection.
yeah, she rubbed against, or was actually up against the hydrant.
She
and
got
popped the bead on her tire.
Oh.
So it was that.
And then the next day, myself and the Omera crew went there, and we pressurized that hydrant and let it sit there for a good 10, 15 minutes under pressure, and nothing leaked other than a rubber O-ring on top of the nut.
Okay.
So we're good, but
Good.
John does have the information in case something does come up, because
That's
you don't know. I mean, after that happened, it could be
Yeah.
6 months from now and something could happen.
But we also took pictures and stuff. So.
Good.
And it moved the hydrant enough for me to barely get my finger down between the hydrant and the dirt. So it wasn't much.
That's not much.
Yeah.
Good.
Also, I have a question on the, where we're trying to get the money for the capital improvements and stuff. Okay, I'm assuming that there's going to be some kind of tax levy to pay for that, is that correct?
That's my understanding.
Is that what I'm looking at?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have any info to share on that.
Okay, well, the only thing I have is if we can, just so everybody can, so I don't forget about it also, is that I saw something on the news the other day where the state legislature is talking about eliminating the property tax and going to a user's type tax.
Sales tax on services.
Yeah, sales tax on services. So we're gonna start taxing labor, basically. On-
Some
I
kind,
understand it.
yeah. I would start paying it.
Mm.
Medical and dental offices wouldn't pay it. It's
Yeah, well, whatever.
kind of, yeah.
The thing is, but,
You would pay sales, what would you pay tax?
I pay 7%, I'd have to charge 7% sales tax on all fees I charge.
Okay.
They'll probably send me into retirement.
but I mean.
You know.
I'm just-
Yeah.
Yeah, wondering how that's gonna affect our
Oh, there's strange things going on with property.
Yeah, I don't know how that would affect debt service
Just so we
because,
kind
Yeah.
of keep that in our mind.
Sure.
If it happens, it won't happen, I know a little bit about this, because I looked into it, it won't happen until 2028.
Okay.
If it happens, this has just been proposed for their session coming up this winter. And, you know, I hear from different sources that it has no chance and others that it does, you know.
Well, a lot of what they already did with the changes with the funding from that Senate Bill 1 and whatever, all the different numbers anyway, a lot of that still doesn't take effect in 2028 as well.
Yeah.
So nobody's taking into account a lot of these things that are still hanging. But, yeah, the
maybe they'll all be
distribution-
retired by the time they figure all that out.
Well,
I won't be.
Yeah.
You can deal with it.
Yeah.
I'll live in society with property.
But anyway, I think
Okay.
that's all I got.
great. Jeff?
Hold on. I thought I had two things in my notes, I'm just seeing one. The first thing I wanted to bring up, and I'll see if the second one comes to mind while I'm talking. I found out, last month that the, discussion about having NDOT do a scoping study between North Vernon and Vernon is different than I had understood it to be, and I don't know where that decision had changed. I've been under the understanding that if we had the letters of support gathered and sent those to NDOT and presented them at the Seymour District Office, that the scoping study would be done. I've been told that for the scoping study to move forward, there would need to be a cost paid by the local government entities involved in the area that would be worked on or looked at least. But then following that there was a good chance to secure federal funding later on, which would obviously require a match of some kind for that type of project at the local level. So I shared that with Brad during the month. I just share that to say that I also know that city has said through the mayor's office that they're open to discussing that further if there is a cost that needs to be covered, but they would expect to have a discussion with each of the entities involved without sharing that cost. So I don't think there's anything else that we really know about that right now, but just wanted to keep everyone up to date on that discussion. That was kind of a rude surprise for me. Do you know more than I do, Brad?
No, but I think you shared it with everybody.
I think.
And then because I think my comment went back to everybody that at the present time, I don't know that we could participate because of what's going on with our seated account.
Yes.
But also, it's us and North Vernon and the county. So, there's some things here we could think through and talk about and they already have a proposal with North Vernon, but I, again, think maybe that would need to be revisited and opened up to,
Mm-hmm.
so.
Yeah, and I think if we're talking about funds potentially related to planning and infrastructure and stuff, that may be the way that we can pitch in or support, but we got the ducks to get in a row first. If that isn't the route we go. So, thanks for reminding me about the email conversation.
No, I thought it was
Slept since
all
then.
of us.
I did, but I've slept since then.
Yeah, no, it's all right.
That's all I've got for the time being. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I'll let you know if I remember.
Amber?
I don't have anything.
We have received a lot of compliments and good press over the animal ordinance.
Awesome.
I've ran into a lot of people that said, we need to do this, we need to do this. It's really gone over
Well,
every way that
good.
we were in front of.
We were the change.
Good job, Amber.
Mary Jo? Brad Cage?
I won't do anything on an amended ordinance or on a letter to any of the users until somebody tells me when and what to do.
Yeah, let's get this one out and then decide what else we might
Okay.
besides just the access.
All right, no,
That maybe we need to be thinking
just
about.
want to be clear, that's all.
No, that's fine, that's fine. But I think we just need to get this one out quick as we can. And I think we're down to two motions.
Make a motion to,
Pay the bills.
Second that motion.
Yeah. In favor?
Aye.
And then fund report, is there a motion on the fund report?
Yeah.
It's just an FYI.
Then we know the last motion.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you all. 7:23.
That's a record for us.
No, it was 7:12 last time, I think, or something.
Oh.
It's in the minutes.
I didn't think it was a little faster.
7:12 or 18.
I think Brad Cage holds the record, because when he was,
Yeah.
it was like, bam, it was
Yeah,
over. We were home before we knew it.
That's my nature, unfortunately.
I think there was a game that night too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
My
happy.
voice says I'm too impatient. Years ago, there were many times, like 10 or 15 minutes, because there was hardly any.
Nothing to
That's so hard to
see.
Yeah, I could see that.
they didn't have all the rules and regulations.
Yeah, there
Well,
were
they didn't want